I am a little bit nervous about recording this, but I want to show you how easy it can be to do EFT by yourself. I've got my EFT tapping journal with me. This is what I always have with me when I'm doing some EFT, to write down things that come up and beliefs, etc. I actually developed a product called your EFT Assistant specifically for leading you. There's like tapping sheets that will support you doing your EFT tapping, because some people, they really struggle and they really need that extra help. But really all you need is pen and paper and a little bit of undisturbed time. And it doesn't also have to be a very long time. I'm going to try to not make this very long. So I've got this new behavior kind of habit that kind of a part, like other form of it existed in the past. Then I cleared it and it came back up again. And I just want to explore why and hopefully clear it. So it has to do with food and weight loss. I have a part-time job in a restaurant, which I'll be leaving in a couple of weeks because I'm going full-time on all of this, which is very exciting. And it's an Italian restaurant and it sells a lot of delicious desserts. And there are two particular ones for me that I have been struggling with lately, and this is salted caramel gelato, like this incredible Italian ice cream. And now for Christmas period, we've got this little white chocolate gingerbread man. And both of those things are very accessible, especially those gingerbread men. It's just so easy to grab and shove in my mouth. And I've been really struggling with controlling myself when I'm at work. And for context, I already have a very healthy relationship with food because I spend quite a lot of time working on it and tapping on this. And so I generally eat really well and healthy, and I shop well, and I don't buy things, like I don't buy like chocolate and candy or anything like this. I make my own peanut butter cookies sometimes. But yeah, there's a bit of a thing here that this thing is like out there for me. And so when it's out there and it's just like so easy to grab, then I cannot control myself, which is interesting. I don't like it, don't love it. But yeah, I've been doing this and I've been a bit procrastinating a bit to tap on that. But yeah, well, let's do it. So, first thing I'm going to write, in the case of this, I'm going to write salted caramel ice cream and pip, because that's what this thing is called, this little gingerbread man, they're called pips. I'm gonna close my eyes and take a deep breath. And I'm gonna imagine having salted caramel ice cream. And also I put a little bit of mascarpone with it as well. And kind of immediately get this like salivating feeling. And I'm feeling of the cold, creamy flavor, like it's the sweet and salt, and then the blandness of mascarpone kind of breaking through this. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how much I want it, how much I cannot resist it. And it's a 9. It's freaking high. And now the pip. So the ice cream is more of a thing, like when I come in, I'll just make myself a little, well, I say little, it's not little. I'll take like a coffee cup and I put 3 scoops of the ice cream and then I eat it. And that's usually that, I just have 1, but that's still quite a lot of ice cream. And then as I go through the shift, I keep picking at the pips and I take 2 and 3 at the time. So it's like a little bit different kind, but we'll see, maybe I'll just work with 1. But those are the 2 things that I'm struggling with. So, the little white chocolate gingerbread man, it is so ridiculously sweet. It's almost too much, but it's also so good. And it's really creamy. It's just like white chocolate. It's got this kind of Christmas feel to it, doesn't it? There's something very indulgent about it. And on a scale from 0 to 10, like how much I am not able to resist it. Where like 10 is I cannot resist it at all. There's 9 as well. So that is the first number that came to my mind. I just ask myself for intensity of the craving. But, like you could say, you could have it right here, and you could say how much I want it right now. But that makes the tapping, in a way, like, kind of more engaging and even more effective. But, like if you're working with something to do with food, you already know that, like, you can very well imagine, like, I can feel my mouth are like salivating, and I'm like so ready to have some of the ice cream. Okay, so what's important here is when I think about eating these things, what do I feel? And so there's like part of me that feels a bit of an excitement, and another part of me that feels guilt. I feel guilty because I have gone a really long way with food, and I have so much self-control when it comes to eating, and I've lost quite a lot of weight in the whole process of it. And so to kind of have, like, me going from me being like the boss of food, like I decide what I have when I have it, to then the food deciding for me again. It's just 2 days a week, but yet, like, honestly, like, I almost cannot control myself. It's really frustrating. Yeah, it's really frustrating. So I feel guilty, and I feel frustrated that the food is kind of winning again. So that's what I'm going to address. Even though I have been... Okay, actually, let's rate the feeling of guilt. Guilty and frustrated. Those are two separate things. So how guilty do I feel that I have been eating more of the sweet stuff at work? Both the ice cream and the pip things. That's not so high, actually. It's 6, because I have a lot of self-compassion. And I know that, there's a reason why this is happening. And how frustrated, 0 to 10, I feel that I'm eating. And that's a 10. I'm just frustrated because, like, I think, it will come out. Let's see. So I'm basically just going to speak my feelings. And I'm going to focus on the frustration, because that's a stronger one, and it's a better idea to focus on one feeling at a time. Even though I feel really frustrated with myself because I have been overindulging at work. When I'm working, I eat quite a lot of ice cream, anywhere from like 2 to like sometimes 6 scoops of ice cream, which is a lot. And I tend to just kind of eat countless of pieces of that little white chocolate. And I'm really frustrated because I have been doing so well for the last few years. And this kind of feels like a bit of a big setback and a bit like a failure. Especially given the kind of work that I do. And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. And let's go to eyebrow. All this frustration that I feel, this heavy, strong frustration, 10 out of 10 frustration. Because for the last 3 months, I have been eating too much sugar at work. I have been eating a lot of salted caramel ice cream. I have been treating myself to a cup with quite a few scoops of ice cream every shift I work. Sometimes more than once. Although it's usually once, but sometimes I do it twice. And then what's worse, I eat those little white chocolate bits. And it almost feels like I don't have control. It's just like I walk past the dessert fridge and I just grab it. And I just eat it. And I feel really frustrated with myself. I am really frustrated because I have done so much work on food. And I used to have such an unhealthy relationship with it. And then I won. I became the boss of it. And I have been, for the last few years, I've basically been in charge of what I eat. I decide what I eat and how much of it I eat. And here, I let the food decide. Tapping under the arm if you can't see. I let the food decide for me. And it makes me feel a bit powerless. And I know I'm not powerless. So that makes it really, really frustrating. Because I don't seem to have control over the food when I come to work. And I really don't like it. And I feel a bit shit about myself. It feels like a setback. And it feels like a bit of a failure, in a way. And I'm going to stop. I'm going to stroke the back of my head, stroke the governing meridian, release, release, release. This little additional thing I take from Emotional Code. Take a deep breath in. I'm just going to sit for a moment. And I have like the feeling of guilt coming up in my chest. So how guilty do I feel? It's 8 now. So it was a 6. So my feeling of guilt came up. It gotten stronger. And my feeling of frustration is 8. So that's already lower. So that's just one EFT tapping round. And that's, if that's all that you did on that one day in one sitting, I'm not saying that's all you did with the problem, and then you went on, that's already progress. This is already, you have done some EFT, you have done some nervous system regulation, and that's great. But I'm not going to stop here. 11 minutes in, I was just checking the time. Okay, let's keep going. So this feeling of guilt for eating the food is because I should know better, and I should have more self-control, because I have so much self-control, and I'm like, why, if I am able to control myself to not buy it, then what is it that, when then it's in front of me and it's like, oh, fucking helpless, powerless. That's frustration again, actually. It's a bit of a blend of the feelings, you see. And that's totally normal. Things like that can happen, because usually when it comes to a pattern or a story, there's usually a lot more than just one emotion. So I feel the guilt more right now. Even though they're both at 8, guilt feels a bit stronger. So I'm just going to go with this. Even though I feel guilty, and I feel more guilty than I did just a moment ago, because I have been overindulging in salted caramel ice cream, mascarpone, and white chocolate pips. I should have known better. What is this powerlessness? And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. And let's go to eyebrow. I feel guilty. I have this tightness in my chest. This tight feeling of guilt in my chest. Because I have been overindulging with salted caramel ice cream, mascarpone, and white chocolate pips. I have been eating way too much of them. And I have gained weight in the process. It's been going on for about 2-3 months. And I think I keep excusing myself a bit. Because, you've been doing so well, you're eating so well, and then when it's at work, oh, it's stressful and you don't really like this job that much, and, this is what makes it kind of easier, it makes it more bearable. Excuse me. Yeah, burping is normally an EFT, by the way. Yeah, eating that chocolate, having that sweet is one enjoyable thing about this job. I'm so done with this job. I'm so burnt out that I really don't enjoy it anymore. And this gives me a moment of pleasure. And I feel I need this pleasure. I feel I deserve this pleasure. Because I'm there doing the things that I really don't like doing anymore. Doing the things that I'm so done with. And I feel guilty. I feel guilty because from one hand I'm excusing it and I understand it. But I also feel guilty because I ate too much of it. Oh, my tattoo that I'm removing under my chest, it's really itching right now. Oh, okay, I'm gonna stop. Stroke the back of my head, the governing meridian, inhale. I'm kind of feeling a bit numb right now. Feeling like distracted. And I'm having like all sorts of other thoughts coming up. And the thoughts are about this channel. And yeah, just basically distractions coming in. Which is also normal. Like my brain just like doesn't want me to deal with it. But I'm not gonna give in. And it's also sent that massive itch under my chest. Oh, yeah, this is all distractions. This is all distractions of the subconscious mind. It's your choice whether you give in to it. Even though I feel really distracted and I'm thinking about everything else other than the subject at hand, I choose to love and accept myself anyway. And I choose to know that it's safe. It's safe to go there. And I am safe right now. And let's go to eyebrow. I am so distracted. I forgot about what I was doing. I started thinking about everything else. I don't really want to do this. I might rather like watch some YouTube or do something interesting. Pack for my trip. Anything but doing the work on the food. I have done so much of it already. Can I not be done with it? All this resistance that I'm feeling. This internal resistance. Because I don't want to feel the guilt and the frustration. It is safe to go there. It is safe to explore this uncomfortable subject. I am safe. I can do this. I don't have to judge myself. I am just looking at it. And I don't have to do it very long. It's okay. I am choosing to release that resistance and I'm choosing to know that I am safe. And it is safe to explore this. And what am I feeling right now? This feeling of guilt. It's 6. And that's lower. Again, so it was 6, then it was 8, and now it's down to 6. And the feeling of frustration. It's a 6 as well. So it's moving. It's important to keep checking. Keep checking the number. That's how you know that the work is going, because the number just comes to your head naturally. You just know. You ask yourself and you know. And keep listening, because you know very well something else. I'm obviously like a little bit distracted because I'm talking to you through my process, and so maybe I'm not just as tuned in. And also this is the first time of me doing something like this. It's kind of new. But you know, like other emotions can also come up, and that's okay. Oh, okay. What is it? What is it am I feeling? Yeah, I'm feeling frustrated. And I'm feeling a bit powerless. Or like, I'm feeling like, actually, yeah, I'm feeling upset. I'm feeling pissed off. Because what the fuck do you mean you're powerless? A little piece of white chocolate is controlling you? Like, what are you? Who are you? Okay. Even though I'm feeling pissed off, what the hell is this powerlessness? What? White chocolate is controlling you? What the hell are you? Who are you? That small piece of chocolate has more control over you than you do over yourself. And I may be judging myself a bit for it. And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. I am calling myself like powerless, and I'm saying that this white chocolate thing has control over me. And it really pisses me off. It really pisses me off. Like, what is this bullshit? What do you mean you're powerless? Piece of chocolate has more control over you than you have over yourself. Don't be fucking ridiculous. Oh, this feeling of being powerless. Of piece of chocolate having more control over me than I do over myself. This tightness in my stomach, I'm starting having this like crampy tight feeling in my stomach. It's really uncomfortable. This uncomfortable feeling in my stomach and my chest. This feeling of being pissed off and angry with myself. Who are you? Why don't you have control over it? Don't be ridiculous. I'm upset and frustrated with myself. And I have this feeling in my stomach and my chest, and it's really uncomfortable. This uncomfortable feeling in my torso. Yeah, I'm having like really strong physical sensations right now. And I don't think I'm pissed off anymore. What am I? I'm feeling a bit sad, actually. Yeah, I'm feeling sad because I have done so much work. And yeah, I'm actually feeling like I might cry. I'm thinking of, that little cat that we've spent so much time together. Clearing all the food stories and clearing all the bullying trauma and all the pain, and I feel like this shouldn't happen anymore. Especially, again, like, that's more frustrating part because of the job that I do, because of what I teach on the internet. I help women to lose weight, and then, I'm having like a hiccup like this. But I think what is important, and I hope that you can see it, that I have a lot of kind of distance and there is compassion within me. Like, I'm not, like, in the past, for something like this, I'd call myself a fat, disgusting pig. I'd say really horrible things to myself. And I am no longer, like, there's none of that language. Yeah, like, I'm a bit frustrated, I'm a bit angry. I don't love the fact that I have been doing this, but also, like, I'm just treating it as it is. This is what it is. This is what it is. And I'm dealing with it. You know what I'm saying? And I just also want to be, I want to be honest with you. I want to tell you that, like, it's a process, and there are many layers to it, and that is okay. And that is okay that from the space of, like, kindness and compassion, as it comes up, I can come and deal with it. Excuse me. And it's so much easier for me to deal with it right now than it was 2-3 years ago when I was first, like, approaching that subject with EFT. That was, gut-wrenching, just horrible. And now, yeah, it's been uncomfortable, but I'm dealing with it, and I'm doing it because I love myself. I love myself, and I love this body, and I just want to help myself. I want to help myself be healthier and more free, because I think the main thing that I don't like about this thing is that kind of powerlessness. It's not like I know I'm not powerless, but for some reason, is a lot of the times I was not able to stop myself. So yeah, I don't like it. But anyway, sadness, this is where I was, and I'm still feeling that sadness, although I'm diluting my sadness by talking to you about it. Well, let's go there. Even though I feel sad, because I have done so much work on that. And I feel like I just don't want to be dealing with this anymore. Like, I shouldn't have to deal with it. Like, all this tapping that I've done, and all these changes that I've introduced. And then I slipped again. And I feel sad. And I kind of have this vision of like a little chubby cat. And I feel sad for her as well. I'm not really sure why, but I do. And I just love and accept myself anyway. An eyebrow. I feel sad. I feel the sadness in my belly, my chest. I feel sad for little chubby cat. The little cat who was struggling with food, with body image, with bullying. I feel sad for her. I had done so much work with her. We worked together so much. We've changed so much. We've completely transformed our relationship. And this kind of feels like a bit of a setback. Or like taking steps backwards. And I'm a bit sad about it, and I feel the sadness in my stomach. I shouldn't have to deal with this again. Even though it's kind of a new thing. But I shouldn't have to deal with it. I should have been already all sorted, healed and resolved, and just having such an amazing, healthy relationship with food. And free of sweets. But I'm not. And I'm acknowledging that it's a process. And I feel sad. And then as soon as I said I feel sad, I was like, I am no longer sad. I'm no longer sad. I am... It's hard to say what I am. There was like a moment of like kind of feeling like a bit resigned, but it's definitely not that, because I'm not resigned, because I have done so much work already, and I know it's possible, and I'm not resigned. I'm not resigning myself to eating rubbish food, because I know that it is within my power. And let's just rate the previous feelings, which was frustration. It's now about 4, which is good. I'm frustrated with myself. 4. And I feel guilty for overindulging. That's 3. That's really good. Okay, moving along. And again, you know, I could stop here and then pick it up later, but I'm feeling like continue, especially I have this feeling in my stomach. No, I'd really like it to stop. Oh, and another thing with it, which kind of adds to a bit of the frustration, is that I'm not very good with dairy. And actually, like, I don't like dairy. I hate the dairy industry. So in my kind of everyday life, I'm mostly dairy free, because I don't like the industry. And dairy used to mess quite badly with my skin and with my digestive system. It's fine, like my digestive system is fine, like when I do have some dairy sometimes, like my body digests it well, but I still feel like it affects my skin. So I think there's also a bit of that, like I don't like it because, you know, I made a conscious decision that I'm not going to be eating it because of the industry, and I know like my skin doesn't love it, so there's like more reasons why, you know, like it's not good for me. And I'm still a bit frustrated. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Side of the hand. Oh, excuse me, I keep burping. It's appropriate, I guess, because it's food. And I've had dinner not long before doing this. Very healthy, if I might say. I had a really healthy dessert. I had an apple with some peanut butter. It's delicious. Healthy. Made me feel great. Even though I still have some of that remaining frustration, it's important to change your language as you notice the numbers going down. Say the remaining or whatever's left of that feeling, because you're no longer addressing the entirety of it. You're addressing what's left of it. Because I should have known better. I should have done better. I don't like this feeling of being powerless when it comes to certain food items. It's upsetting me. I'm upset with myself and a bit frustrated that because I was powerless when it came to food, and for quite a few months now I allow the food to control me. And I choose to accept myself. And I'm open to letting this frustration go. This remaining frustration, because I have been eating salted caramel ice cream, mascarpone, and white chocolate pips. I am frustrated with myself, still, much less than I was not long ago, but I'm still frustrated. I don't like it. This feeling of frustration in my stomach, it's really uncomfortable. The remnants of that frustration. I am choosing to let this frustration go. And again, because that feeling is much lower now, I can start inviting sentences like this, when it's like letting go, making the decision, because the feeling is not so strong anymore. I'm choosing to let this frustration go. I'm letting this frustration go. I'm choosing to know that it's safe to let this frustration go. Letting it go from every cell of my body. Letting it go from every fiber of my being. Letting go from every situation in my past when I felt frustrated with myself because food was dictating my behavior. Every situation. Yawning, that's good. Every situation where I felt powerless when it came to food. And the frustration that came with it. I'm letting it go. I've let it go. I know that it's safe to let it go. It's not serving me. It's not helping me. I can let this go now. That feels good. Frustration 1. That's nice. The feeling of guilt is also 1. Okay, so I'm just going to do maybe a couple more tapping rounds because it's already longer than I thought. But it's going well, so I'm letting myself. I want to imagine I'm going to work next week. And it's going to be very busy. And it's going to be stressful. And I want to imagine that I am, whenever that kind of urge to have it comes up for me, I say no. And I go take a sip of water. Or if I'm really feeling stressed and hungry, I go to the back and I eat an apple. And how much do I believe that this is possible? 7. That's pretty good already. Because 7 in that case, I believe it's possible for me to make the empowered decision and for me to have control over it, right? So remember that the scale is not always that 10's bad, 0's good. It really depends on the question you ask. But I have some doubts. Yeah, and so I'm just going to voice them. Even though I believe quite strongly that I can resist it now because I've done the tapping. But also there's a part of me that is afraid, that I want to, because I've said that before. And I choose to love and accept myself anyway. Part of me believes quite strongly that I can do it. That I have enough self-control. I have enough self-love, self-awareness to say no. But there's a small part of me that doubts it and is afraid that I'm gonna cave in. I'm gonna eat it. I'll let the stress win. Yeah, it's just, like I've said it before. I was like, no, I'm not doing this. This is the last time I'm doing it. And then I went and I did it again. But then the truth is, in those few months, I have not tapped on that. I haven't really addressed that. I've only done the mental dialogue. I haven't cleared the frustration. I haven't cleared the guilt. And now I'm doing it. All this fear. I might lose again my battle with food. This fear that I will not be strong enough and that the bloody chocolate will win. All this fear that I feel. And now imagine that I'm going to work on Wednesday, Christmas Eve, and I'm not touching any. It's a 9. It's a 9. 9 out of 10, I believe that it's possible. And, I want you to notice that sometimes, like I shared on my Polish channel, some of the EFT I've done before. Like, I haven't done the EFT on camera like I just did now, but I've had like some really big insights and some understanding of like, oh, this is why I've been doing this and blah, blah, blah. And it's great when that happens, but this doesn't happen every time. First of all, it's not guaranteed, and second of all, it doesn't have to. I want you to become free of this thing that used to keep me in prison, is that like I always have to understand why. I need to understand why is this behavior, why do I have this pattern. If I don't understand it, I will not be able to clear it. It doesn't have to be like this. Sometimes sometimes you need to know, and that's great. Sometimes you can just tap and clear, and you don't have to know why it was like this or why it worked, but it will excuse me, again, that's an effect of tapping, but it works. And so I'm just going to leave it at this. I've got a few days. I'm going to let it percolate, because I managed to get the guilt and frustration from 6 and 10 down to 1 and 1, which I'll probably do like a tiny bit of tapping, clearing tapping just now after I finish, but I just don't want to make those videos super long. And I'm going to let you know how it went at work. So I'm working 24th of December, 26 and 27. So I'm doing a few extra shifts over the Christmas period just before I'm leaving, to just take up a little bit more money for my travels. So that'd be like space to test this. And I promise I'm going to hopefully make a video triumphant telling you that I've got over it. But then maybe there'll be more tapping to do. Alright? Thank you for sticking around with me. Let me know what you thought about this video, and if you'd like me to do more stuff like this in the future, and if you find it helpful to see another practitioner doing EFT for themselves. So you can, because this is where the, I love you that you are here and that you're tapping with me on the videos that I make for you, and don't get me wrong, YouTube is great, and doing tapping rounds on YouTube is awesome, but it's quite shallow. As deep as tapping can go, doing like a pre-made script is surface level. In order to be terrific, you have to be specific, as Gary Craig said. The deeper you go, the more specific you go with your own words, this work can be so deep and so transformative. So do everything you can to learn how to do EFT by yourself. The hardest part about it is to actually sit down with yourself and create space. But trust me, it becomes easier. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.